Oh, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping. It is a picture-perfect Thursday here in Columbia, South Carolina, and the best thing about it is we're back on the Bassmaster Elite Series. This is the Marathon Bassmaster Elite at Lake Murray, and we return here for the first time in about a dozen years. Atop the leaderboard, a guy trying to chase down his first Elite Series victory, Hunter Shryack, with 22 pounds, 6 ounces. It's only right around noon, and you look at how many anglers we have flirting with 20 pounds. This is not going to be one of those tournaments where we, are struggling for bites. The bites are going to be many, and they are going to be plenty. For those of you just joined us for the first time, let's have a look at what's been going on this incredible body of water with our midday report, our Toyota midday report. And who better to start it off with than the reigning and defending Bassmaster Classic champion, Jeff Gustafson.
Yeah, absolutely incredible to be with Gussie around the Classic. I just can't get that off my mind. I know he's here at Lake Murray having a good start this morning, but, man, what a Classic it was. And so many people, including myself and you, Dave Mercer, glad to see Gussie win the Bassmaster Classic. But this morning he started out not doing a lot of the herring-type fishing, the points where a lot of these other anglers did start. He was doing some boat docks and fishing a little different water than a lot of the other anglers. A good, solid start.
Here's an angler you know lots about, former roommate, Clark Wendlandt.
Yeah, Clark Wendlandt showing currently in 50th place. He does sandbag just a little bit. He's one of those guys that doesn't want to overestimate his fish. I don't know that he sandbags. He just doesn't want to come in and be the guy that says he has 18 and only has 15 pounds. But Clark having a good start, a lot of experience here on Lake Murray. Has won an FLW event here years ago, about this same time of the year. Mixing it up a little bit, you can see here fishing some of these fish on the bed, fishing for some of these fish on the bed. I think it'll be interesting to see anglers like Clark that play the conditions, and when we have no wind like today, sight fish more, and then as the wind picks up a little later in the week, does the shallow points and herring.
Two-time Elite Series champion, the Tower of Power, Jason Williamson.
Jason Williamson, a lot of experience here on Lake Murray. Lives only about an hour away from Lake Murray. Has fished here a lot. Fished Clark Hill a lot. Fished Lake Hartwell a lot. Is very familiar with these blueback herring this time of the year and where to catch them. And you can see he loves to sight fish. We all know that. But he started off this morning on these shallow points where those blueback herring are up spawning. And talking to him this morning, he was really, really excited about the number of places he had found these good fish. But if you see there in that picture how calm it is, it makes it a little difficult to get these fish to bite a lot of times under these conditions. But a good start for Jason Williamson.
Jay Willie, not the only angler that knows a thing or two about these blueback lakes. The baby shark, Shane LaHue.
Shane LaHue was really having a good morning. I was out on the water this morning and saw him. Ashley and I were out there together watching Brandon Cobb some, and then a little later I found Shane LaHue. Fishing places, typical pre-spawn, post-spawn, catching both of those type fish where these blueback herring are. Several times when I was around this morning, you can see some fish schooling there. There would be 4, 5, 6, 7 fish coming up, blowing up around, and they weren't little ones. You can see Shane LaHue is catching a bigger average-sized fish than a lot of the other anglers we have cameras on today.
Nothing bigger or badder in 2023 than this guy, Tyler Rivette, your reigning leader in Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year points.
Tyler Rivette got off to a great start at Lake Okeechobee with the wind, doing something that I don't think many of us thought we would see at Lake Okeechobee quite yet, using his forward-facing sonar. And a lot of people are like, yeah, he's one of those younger anglers. He's really good at that. We'll see how long he leads Angler of the Year. Well, he held on at Seminole, not doing much with his forward-facing sonar. Here this week, he is sight fishing some. He's fishing some of these places where the blueback herring are. So mixing it up a lot, showing his diversity.
Tyler Rivette, probably one of those anglers that, he was in the Classic, excited about the Classic, but did not want to leave the Bassmaster Elite Series because nobody with more momentum than Tyler Rivette, and really coming into his own here in 2023. And his roommates, Brock Mosley and Hank Cherry, have talked about it for a long, long time. Tyler Rivette is a guy to watch, and I don't think we have to warn anybody anymore. It's pretty apparent that our Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year leader, Tyler Rivette, is here to stay. But Davey Height, We are in your country.
We really are. I love Lake Murray. I love Lake Murray country. This is where I grew up. This was kind of my proving grounds where I learned to fish. I fished some at Santee when I was a child, but I lived on Lake Murray from the time I was 11 years old to about 32 or 33 years old. So a lot of history here, a lot of history right here at Billy Joe Island State Park, fishing tournaments. You know, I qualified for a Southern Division where the highest finisher from there goes on and makes the Bassmaster Classic. I qualified for that right here at Billy Joe Island State Park, fishing at Lake Murray. So that's a long time ago, but I was trying to work my way, dreaming of fishing a Bassmaster Classic, and that started right here.
You have some incredible Bassmaster history on this body of water, and I think it's pretty much always been good to you, Davey.
Well, it really has. It really has. But the one thing is missing, I did not win here. I had I think 2 fourths, a third, and a second. Oh, Lord.
Vintage Davey height.
That's the same shirt that I danced in, but I did not dance at Lake Murray. So we don't have to worry about putting up with that on this footage. But, yeah, I love this lake, and it's been really, really good to me. Just wasn't meant to be for me to win the last time we were here. I finished second, had every opportunity. It was my birthday, but it wasn't my 40th birthday, so I didn't dance. That's family and friends watching me at that event. It means so much to be here. And I often get asked, do you miss it? Do you miss fishing? I love what I'm doing. I love what I do with you here, Dave, and all the people. But when you come to your home lake and there's a Bassmaster Elite Series, yeah, you do kind of wish you could go out there and fish a little.
Look at that crowd, and let's hope we have another giant crowd. I'm sure we'll have another giant crowd like that show up this week. And, man, pretty cool when, sometimes I forget the Hall of Famer that I sit beside here at this desk. And then I look right there. I said, it's never been not nice to you. And you look right there, never outside of the top 10. Got close in 96, but you slid in there all top 10s. Pretty incredible, Davey.
Well, it's like I said, if I don't know how to catch them here, I don't think I know how to catch them anywhere. But I wish we would have been here a lot more often. But I think we'll come back. It's been a while since 2011 since we were here on Lake Murray. But seeing how good the fishing is, seeing how good the crowds will be, I think we'll be back in the near future.
Did you sew those patches on your shirt yourself?
No, absolutely not. Those were my wife was responsible for all the. So here I got to say this about that. Now, obviously the bass patch on the bottom was a patch, but those were all embroidered on that shirt itself. And I think my wife was one of the first people to start doing that with those jerseys back when those jerseys were in style a long time ago.
Always innovating. Speaking of birthdays, very special shout out. Tommy Sanders' birthday today.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Tommy Sanders. And nothing says happy birthday more than if Jay Willie were to catch a giant fish for Tommy Sanders. Right now, Jason Williamson, please do not let him down. And he doesn't.
Jason Williamson, you can see here fishing those shallower type places. Very familiar with where he's fishing right there. I got a little glimpse of the shoreline.
See that?
Man, a few words, Davey. It's like a lion. Does not, expel any of that energy with wasted words.
That's very true about Jay. I will say this morning, that he was real excited about the day. He found a lot of these fish that are feeding on the blueback herring. He loves to sight fish. We all know that, but he was really excited about his chances this morning. And still a lot of fishing time. He's unofficially in 30th place or so, but a lot more fishing for him today.
Jay Willie, a two-time Elite Series champion and one of our most recent Elite Series champion in the two boxes right now, and current leader in Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year points, Tyler Rivette, hooked up. No? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two more.
Oh, there we go.
'Cause I'm free.
One thing I've heard the anglers say this week, and it's a compliment to Lake Murray, how these fish are so healthy looking and the way they are fighting more than some places we go.
Free falling.
They're like,
cool. A little bit.
Talking about Tyler a little earlier and, you know, winning that
Yeah, he's got to.
event on Okeechobee and then doing something totally different at Seminole. We've seen, what, 4 or 5 of his fish catches here today, and they've all been different.
Oh, yeah.
Boat docks, fishing for fish on the bed, fishing these places on these flat points where the blueback herring are.
Alrighty.
Over to one of the pre-tournament favorites, Brian New.
Is that right?
Yes.
I did not know. He's obviously working on one now. Here we go. But this will only be a second of the day. That's surprising. Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, that's good.
In the mouth. See it?
Yep.
He ain't big, but by God, I got 2. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Still a lot of time left.
Yes.
He was one of the last boats to leave today, so he's going to have. I mean, I don't think he checks in until 5 o'clock. Or
Is it really the last fight?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just remember him being one of the. He was at least in the bottom 20, final 20 boats going out this morning.
Yeah, I remember he was one of the last, certainly in the last flight.
Yeah.
Seemed like he was like about boat number 100 almost. He was way back there. But you're right. He's got more than enough time to catch 3 more bass.
Brian New and our classic champion, Jeff Gustafson.
That feels good.
Oh, Gussie hooked up.
Yeah, it's not a big one, but help a little bit. Short and stocky. Look at how fat that thing is. A nice like 20-incher, that shape would be nice.
Gee, I wonder why he's fixated on 20-inch fish.
Wow, what a classic. Having to catch 18-inch smallmouth
Almost
to be
2.5,
legal to
240.
possess in that tournament. He made it look so easy the first 2 days. Like everyone he was catching was 18 or more. And then that final day, everyone was
Well, I didn't weigh that
17 and
big one.
3/4.
It's a solid 3.5
for most of the day.
Pushing 13-ish. Yeah, a few more like that'll be helpful. Oh, that thing felt big when I set the hook. I thought it was like a. Thought it was gonna be a real one.
He deserves an easy day. The mental anguish he went through on the final day of the Classic. I mean, the only person that suffered more is his family, really. I mean, at least he had the distraction of trying to catch bass.
I was, I remember seeing his wife right before weighing it. She was a mess. Made a lot of people worry, including himself, about only having those 2 fish the final day. Get a good look here at Jason Williamson's spot that he is fishing. This is a little island not far from the mainland. It has a little, we call them blow-throughs, a little shallow area that connects that island to the mainland. I could tell you the creek and all that fun stuff, but I wouldn't like that right now on day one.
He's fishing. He'll never know.
Yeah, you can see a great view. There you go. You see that's what we call a blow through, where you have shallow water there that is in between. It's like a saddle
Right here.
between the mainland and the island there itself. was once a
That was left.
very wooded island. You see there now just a few trees left, and about half of the ones that are left are dead. The cormorants really come and visit our beautiful Lake Murray. During the wintertime, there's still quite a few here now, which is, I think, about as late as I remember seeing them. And they, when they roost on those islands like that, they kill those trees. And in 5 years or so, guarantee in 10 years, that will not be an island anymore. It'll just be a little hump.
Yeah. Once the root system's gone, the island disappears.
Yep.
From that beautiful aerial view of Jay Willie's spot and an education on cormorants, let's have a look at our Marathon Bassmaster Elite at Lake Murray leaderboard. Atop the leaderboard, Hunter Shryock, 22 pounds, 6 ounces. How many 20s we going to see today, Davey?
I think 7. It looks like maybe I'm a little shy on that, but I'm going to go with 7 20-pound plus stringers today.
I'm going 10. I'm going to, just because, I mean, it's more fun to argue than it is to get along. So I'm going 10, and there's a lot of hours to fish. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few minutes from beautiful Lake Murray.